Greetings, everyone. Now, this has become a yearly tradition on this channel. As you know, and as you will find out, the week of WrestleMania is a pretty big week for yours truly. Not only because WrestleMania is the granddaddy of them all in name, but literally because I treat it as a second birthday. I'm, of course, 35, same as the years. And me and my family watching WrestleMania together has always been some of the fondest memories of my childhood that I can remember. So, regardless of what this event has become, what people may think of it, WrestleMania will always be special to me, no matter what. And especially every 5 or 10 years, I tend to get reflexive, seeing that it's another big digit of 5 and 10. 35 brings WrestleMania back to its home city of New York. Well, more appropriately, New Jersey, seeing that it's at MetLife Stadium. Now, this year's WrestleMania will hold a record. It will be the longest ever at an astounding 8 hours, a 2-hour pre-show, and a nearly 5-hour main show. 18 matches. Well, how do you predict them all, as is this channel's yearly tradition? Answer, you don't. Out of the 18 matches, there are about 9 of them that matter. So, I'm going to quickly skim through all the garbage and get to the good stuff. Give you predictions and how I feel about each match going in, as well as maybe some hypothetical as to how it will turn out. Now, of course, you have the Andre the Giant and Women's Battle Royals that have become tradition here. These matches are a mess. They are a train wreck. They are supposed to be a crowd warmer in the pre-show, which they're not. And especially in the case of the Andre Battle Royal, thanks WrestleMania, it tends to bring bad luck to the proceedings. This year I am choosing for the female Battle Royal either Asuka or Lacey Evans. For the male one, it's either going to be Braun Strowman domination, or it might end up somebody new. In fact, if Braun Strowman doesn't win, it's practically a coin flip as to who will. So, in that effort, I will pretty much say the field. Braun Strowman has had bad luck as of late in pay-per-views, and I just can't convince myself to give him the win here. Now, of course, there are Raw and Smackdown tag title matches. Both of them featuring one particular team, Aleister Black and Ricochet. They're in line for both tag team titles. Now, in a perfect world, I would want the team of Black and Ricochet to win them both and thus unify the tag team titles in the division. It would be best for the long sense of the company, but I don't think that's going to happen here. However, I do see Aleister Black and Ricochet winning one of the championships. Which one? I'm more leaning towards the Raw one. Although it wouldn't shock me if they won the Smackdown one. See, the Revival have been teasing that they're gonna get the heck out of Dodge. This would be the way for the WWE to grant their wish and finally, permanently get them out of the doghouse. You see, even though the Revival are the Raw Tag Team Champions, they've been treated like second-style jobbers on the road to WrestleMania. Jobber entrances and the like. So I expect at least a title switch there. In terms of the Fatal 4-Way, they're booked with the Usos and pretty much every other important tag team, bar Rusev, Shinsuke, that is not named The New Day. Expect this match to actually be surprisingly good, and expect the Usos to really show out, seeing that they're taking their usual pre-show spot. Yeah, I'm saying it. Either one of these tag team title matches are ending up on the pre-show, or they're both ending up on the main show. But if Aleister Black and Ricochet are going to win one of the pairs of the two straps, SmackDown title seems, the Raw title seems more legible. SmackDown title would be a shock, and I would be shocked if the Usos don't straight up retain. They're the best tag team on the SmackDown roster, and that ain't changing with or without the belts. So you might as well keep it on them. In terms of other matchups, you have Samoa Joe taking on someone. Rey Mysterio has been injured and will be out of the match. But Samoa Joe still has to defend the U.S. title against someone. My guess will probably be Mustafa Ali to take this spot in the blank, and I would also expect him to win. Consider this a consolation prize from being booted out of the main line from Elimination Chamber on, and expect Mustafa Ali to show you the goods. All of the good goods. Buddy Murphy will defend his title against Tony Nese. Tony Nese will beat him. That is all. If the Cruiserweight title was on actual major TV, I would actually care. Speaking of a match that I don't actually care for, it's the Women's Tag Team title affair. Nia Jax and Tamina, again, getting another shot. And then you have the Iconics. Then you have the real good non-champion team of Beth Phoenix and Natalya trying to rip the title from Sasha Banks and Bayley. This is only their third defense of the belts. Keep in mind, for Sasha Banks, this is a record. She hasn't been able to defend any of her solo championships, but with Bayley, she's done it twice. There's a vast amount of improvement here. But unfortunately, the streak won't hit 3. My bet is on the Iconics, and rip my earlobes. It will be a terrible, terrible, terrible thing to have those two loudmouths running around with the tag belts. But seeing that they're the only other legitimate tag team other than Twinkie Force, aka Nia Jax and Tamina, I wouldn't expect anything less. So yes, WrestleMania will be, sadly for everyone's ears, iconic. Uh, Outside of that, you have Shane McMahon and The Miz. Vote Miz. That is all. Expect Shane to be more brutal than ever, jumping off more things than ever, but Miz wins. Plain and simple. Finn Balor, the Demon Finn Balor versus Bobby Lashley. Vote Demon. That is all. He's never lost as the Demon, people. He's never lost as Demon. Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, that is all. They're not going to have him in his first major singles match lose. Do you honestly think that? Because I don't. Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. I will sit here until the day I die on this throne and tell you that Sunday it's going to be switched for John Cena. I hope it's switched for John Cena, but if it is, Mr. You're Not Me, Kurt Angle's going to lose. All great wrestlers leave on their back, and whether it's John Cena or Baron Corbin, don't expect Kurt Angle to go out with a W. It just isn't the way that wrestling works. Sad, right? Randy Orton, AJ Styles. This one might actually steal us the show. These two have been cutting brutal promos on each other. And I mean brutal. But all the promo talking stops and all the wrestling starts. Expect these two to give it their best shots. But my money's on AJ. In fact, my money's on mostly baby faces in the card. If that gives you any idea of how I'm feeling. Triple H Batista. Keep in mind, this is no holds barred, meaning it's a straight up fight up in here. Triple H loses, his career is over. And sadly, and maybe for the future of the company's sake, his career will be over. Batista will beat him again. Let's be honest, NXT is Triple H's baby. And he's more than likely going to take more control over the WWE's day-to-day come 2020. In order for this to take place, Triple H has to lose here or next year. And I think it's going to be here. The funny thing is, I think Ric Flair will have a role to play in Triple H's downfall. As crazy as it seems. Now for the big, I guess you can say, 3. The major main events. The reason we're all here. Now, if it were me, this next match would be the first one out. Hell, if it were me, this match would be on the pre-show. Why? Because Brock Lesnar does not deserve main event money. He does not deserve main event attention. He does not deserve crap. Nothing. Yes, does that mean putting Seth Rollins on the pre-show? Sadly, yes. But we all know where this match is going to end. Curb Stomp, 1, 2, 3, new Universal Champion. Finally. And Brock, just go away. Just go away. We don't need you. We don't want you. You're boring. Get gone. See ya. Now the next two are the biggest two. And let me state this. Their positions on this card should be flipped. The next match I'm talking about is the real main event of WrestleMania. And no, Twitter, I am not sexist, I am not cold, I understand, but WrestleMania main event should be the most emotionally driven, most emotionally invested, and best written matches to earn that spot. The women have not earned this spot. It's one thing to get it because it looks like you're pro-women now, when really you don't need them main eventing WrestleMania as the last match to prove this point. You can just let them go 45 minutes to an hour in any spot and prove this point. Let them have a show-stopping match. They don't need to be the last match. Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan? That's a last match. Almost mirroring the road that Daniel Bryan took to WrestleMania 30, almost step for step, Kofi Mania has infested the WWE like a virus, bringing with it pancakes, friendship is magic references that are not quite friendship is magic references, smile on this face, and the 11-year veteran to his moment of destiny. And he will get it. And it will be the biggest, most emotional, most exciting pop of the night. Period. If you've been watching Smackdown these last few weeks, this storyline has been the reason to watch. These two have been the reason to watch. And I expect, it's like in that small little teaser at Elimination Chamber, these two to blow the roof off of the house. Kofi Kingston will win. The New Day will celebrate. Pancakes will be given to all, and the magic of friendship will conquer all. Or is it the power of positivity? Oh, screw it, it's one and the same. Kofi Kingston wins. As for the agenda-filled main event, loaded with a bunch of social justice manginaing, the Mangina, Becky Lynch, Miss Ashley Flair, also known as Charlotte, and Ronda Rousey. I just want to beat everybody up because I'm Sonya Blade. We'll go winner take all for both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships, thus unifying the titles. And yes, I did say on Twitter that this is the right course of action. Except for one thing, Asuka's not involved in it. But seeing that the titles are getting unified anyway, I'll let that slide. This overly convoluted, overly overwritten, non-deserving, obviously social justice and media-driven agenda of a main event, yes, has emotional tinges, It even has attitude error moments written all over it. But let's be honest, if it wasn't for the fact that the women's titles are being unified in this match, I wouldn't give a shade of a care about this match taking place. You see, I have always been the believer that Becky Lynch is the most overrated woman on the women's roster. Period. She has literally, until the last 8 months, done nothing in her WWE career. She's been mostly an afterthought. And, to me, she still is. Ronda Rousey is really the star vehicle that's making this entire match take center stage. Take Ronda Rousey out of this match, it's not the last match going on. That's pretty much how it goes. Charlotte is Charlotte. She can put on a good match with a broom and make the broom and herself look good. Now, do I expect a Charlotte swerve? Quite possibly, but with the way they've been building up Becky Lynch as the man, there's only one way those shirts guarantee its prolific meaning. Becky has to win, or she can't call herself the man. The man shirts have to be retired if she doesn't win. It's pretty much meaningless if she doesn't win, right? Right. That's why she's going to win. Put the house down on Becky Lynch. Put your second cousin's house down on Becky Lynch. Trust me, your second cousin will still be living in his house come Monday morning. WrestleMania this year is overloaded, overbloated, and social justice driven. But it doesn't mean that the event has lost its importance or its magic. Yep, unlike the previous year or two, the magic is back. I don't know how it got here, but I can most certainly tell you it got here struggling. But the magic is back this year, thankfully. Hopefully, I'm wrong on a few of these predictions, but something tells me I'm largely not, which is the biggest problem going into this event. It's too face-leaned. It's too predictable. There's no oddball shots in the dark or any big risks to take. Just go good guy chalk, and you'll probably do better than your NCAA tournament bracket. But know this, I will at least be enjoying the show and finding peace in my own and your own nirvana. I'll see you on Saturday. I've got some pony business to do then. You know what I'm talking about.